Hey guys, welcome back to another tier list video. Today I was actually planning on doing the episode 4 one, but then I went to do it and I realized there were no UCS sets on that tier list that I could find. And then I went to add them and I did not realize how many episode 4 UCS sets there actually are. So I said instead of that, I'm going to rank all the UCS sets first and then finish the individual movie tier lists. I know they were kind of inconsistent. I think some of them had UCS sets and then like I said this one didn't, but let's just get right into it because we have quite a few sets to rank here. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out the Instagram in the description below. I'm going to try and keep pushing that as much as I can. And yeah, now that's out of the way, let's actually get into it. First one, the Darth Maul bust. I did not realize this was the first UCS I've ever made. Is that accurate? I have no idea. The Darth Maul bust. Now, for context, I don't own this, and Maul is one of my favorite characters. So this set could be bad. I don't own it. I've never seen it in person, but I'm gonna throw it in A tier. I think it looks really cool. I think it's really unique. We've never gotten anything else really like it. I guess we will supposedly starting next year, and we can see what they can do with that. But for a 20 something, 26, 25, something like that, 99, 2000, I think on this one, for a 25-ish year old set, it looks really good. The original Tantive, I don't know, like I said, a lot of these older ones I unfortunately don't own, never will own, because they've made newer versions of a lot of them. I'll just throw it B tier. I don't really have a good opinion on that one. The Naboo Starfighter here is really cool, especially with all the chrome pieces on it. I think I'd rather have it. No, I'd rather have the Maul bust, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud. Uh, but it's just really cool. It's a really small set. That's probably why I'm not ranking it super, super high. But what am I saying? There's no way I'm putting this above some of these bigger sets. Because I'm just looking at this list and I'm like, if I'm putting this A, like half these sets are going to go in A. So there's no way I can put that high. I'll throw it in B for now. This Star Destroyer I've heard is bad. I've heard there's like magnets on it and all that. I've heard it's really bad. I'm gonna throw it like it looks good though. I can't rank it that low. This Snowspeeder, on the other hand, does not look that great in my opinion. I'll throw it C tier. A lot of these old ones that have just strictly better new ones are gonna go pretty low, unfortunately. This Y-Wing, though, it actually holds up pretty well. I haven't seen it in person, but I've never owned it, I should say. I have seen it, but it looks pretty good. But again, it's old. This Death Star, though, looks really nice. I've heard it has stability issues and all that, but overall, it looks really nice. Probably the best spherical Death Star they've ever made, if that's a hint to where my opinion is on the newest one. But this ATST, I'm going to try and avoid nostalgia bias with it because this was like, it was always in the back of the LEGO magazines growing up, and I loved looking at this thing. But I think it's objectively like a low B, high C tier set. I don't think it's that special. Just pushing the love for it I had when I was 5 years old. The Vader's TIE Advanced UCS is really cool, but I don't know. I don't think I can rank it too high because, like I said, I kind of have to rank this stuff based on where I think I'm gonna put the rest of these, and there's probably gonna be like a handful in S tier and like a bunch more going in A tier. I don't want to rank them too high. Kind of similar to what I did with the other remakes. I don't want to rank this too high because there's a newer version of it, and I don't want to have them like in the same tier or anything. This Grievous, kind of like the Maul Bust, is really unique. I might be overrating it by putting it top of B tier. I don't think it's quite as good as the Maul Bust, but I think it's really cool that we got a buildable character like that, and it looks very good for what it is. This Death Star, I am not a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it like bottom of B tier, just because it was something I really wanted as a kid. That's the only reason it's even this high. If it was like how I view it now, it would probably be like bottom of C, top of D. I do not view this set very highly at all. I think it looks like trash, and you can only see half of it. The Imperial Shuttle is going to be our first S tier. This thing is as perfect as you can get for an Imperial Shuttle build, especially it's almost 15 years old at this point. It might be 15 years old. I want to say it's 2011, but it might be 2010. I think it is 2010, actually. I think this was 2011. Maybe I'm making that up, but it's about 15 years old, and it's still the most perfect build for an Imperial Shuttle they've ever done. This Obi-Wan Starfighter it's a good build, but it just didn't need to exist. Like, you could have done so many other prequel UCS sets, and you chose this one. Just didn't need to happen. This Super Star Destroyer, I do really, really like. I might be overrating it, but I think it's one of the more underrated UCS sets they've ever done. I think it is about as good of a build as you can get for a Superstar Destroyer, and we're supposedly getting another one. So maybe I'll eat those words on the as good as we can get. But the UCS R2D2 is like whatever to me. Like they made a new one of this that's just better. I think I'll go like top of C. Just nothing that really attracted me that much. The B Wing is really, really cool. I wish they'd remake this. This is like the next. If they're going to remake a UCS set, this is like the next one I want. Like this and the Boba's Slave one are like the two that I really want to see remade. The Ewok Village, easy S tier on this one. It looks amazing. I have it right there. Can I find it? There. It's right there, right there. One of the coolest landscape sets they've ever done. I know it's technically a UCS set. It's basically a Master Builder series set, but it's just so cool. But I think it's the best landscape style Star Wars set they've ever done, and I just love this thing. One of my favorite sets ever. This is the 2012 UCS X-Wing. Do they not have? Oh, the new one's right there. I was gonna say, do they not have that? Um, Similar to the other remakes, it can't go that high. I think it's worse than the Y-Wing. Um, these two, like this thing's blue, and this thing has bad colors too. I don't. These just don't compare. I think the X-Wing aged better, but this thing is trash. Uh, Buildable Yoda. Also, like this thing, it looks so bad in my opinion. The new one is so much better. It's not even close. The Sandcrawler, I think, is going to go top of A. I don't think I can put it into S tier just because of the amount of other sets I want to put into S tier. I don't want to have more than like 5 or 6. Like I can see 4 that are easily going into S tier on here for me. Um, and I don't want to overcrowd the S tier, but this is very much on the line of going into S tier. This, before Django's Slave One, may have gone into S tier, but now that we can see how much better they can do, I think it falls all the way down to like here in my personal ranking. I do really want it just to put it side by side with the Django one, but it just looks so dated sitting next to the Django Slave one. The TIE Fighter is another one that I would like to see remade, but I know that's not a popular take. I just don't own it, and I really want it to go side by side with my UCS TIE Interceptor. I think overall it's like here though, probably side by side with the 2012 X-Wing, maybe just above it. This thing is, I don't think I can put it in the same tier as this because I think these are like, I wouldn't even want these given to me. I would like use these for parts if they were given to me. But like this, it looks okay. It just like it should have been a Master Builder series set, and it should have had 4 shield generators. Like, what else can you really say about it? The newer Snow Speeder looks pretty good. I think it is like here. I think I'd rather have that Y-wing than it. The This Death Star is like just above the old one. They're the same build, just with new figures. This Y-wing is obviously better than the old one. I'd throw it like there. This is one that I know it's too soon to remake another one because they've already remade it and probably won't have another remake for 5 years minimum. But this is another one if I ever find a good deal, I want to pick it up. The new Falcon is I think it has to go S tier. I don't want to overcrowd the S tier because this was the one where I was like it might get bumped out of S tier for me, but I don't own this. If I owned it, I'm almost certain it would be S tier. I think the only one on this list. I own all but 2 of the remaining sets on this list. Yeah, I don't own Luke's Land Speeder and I don't own the Sail Barge. I'm just waiting for this to go on sale, hoping it goes on sale next week for Black Friday. And if it does, then I'll be picking that up. But the Luke's Land Speeder and the Sail Barge are the only 2 remaining on this list that I don't own. So I will have really good opinions on the rest of these. And I think the Falcon just has to go S tier. It's like the most iconic Lego Star Wars set in recent memory. It is the perfect Falcon. Like, could have done without the sequel stuff, but I understand why they did it at the time. The Imperial Star Destroyer is probably my It's in my top 3. That's a lie. It's fourth. It's fourth. I'm looking at this list again. It's fourth. My fourth favorite set of all time. This thing is just it's so perfect. Like the only bad thing I have to say about it is the stand. Like the stand sucks on this thing. It's so wobbly. But the build itself is perfect. You could not do a better Star Destroyer than this thing. A-Wing, another one I got behind me over here. Uh looks pretty cool. It was the first big set I got when I got back into collecting, so there might be a little bit of bias there. There's I put Grievous way too high. What am I doing? It's worse than those. I think it's just above the Y-Wing for me. The gunship. Now this might be a controversial take because I know a lot of people like to hate on this thing, but I think it's like an A tier set. I really don't think it's that bad. I think they could have done better on the figures, and like that's about it. I think it is, in my opinion, the best gunship. I think it's absolutely perfect build wise. Like I said, I think the figures could have done better, but I personally, for the most part, don't really care about figures in UCS sets. Like if I'm paying two, three, $400,000 for a Lego set, I'm not buying it for the figures. Like I'll buy a battle pack for the figures. I'll buy a $30 set for the figures. I'm not buying anything like over $100 just for the figures. Like that's just dumb. So if you're not buying or if you're buying this and complaining about the figures, saying it ruined the set for you, like what are you doing? And the B tier, I feel like I do this a lot where I'm like I don't love it but I don't hate it, and the B tier gets overcrowded. I think this is like my true point of starting B tier. This is number one. The AT-AT, it's absolutely perfect. Similar to the Star Destroyer, the only issue it has, in my opinion, is fragility issues, which has nothing to do with the actual model itself. It looks perfect, and that's the entire point of it, is to look good. It's not meant to be the most solid, stable thing ever made. It's just perfect. Like not much else to say about it that hasn't already been said by other people. Like in my personal case, the underbelly has a little bit of issues staying on, and like some of the feet when moving it around have popped off, but when it's just standing there, it looks amazing. And next up, I had to cut away there for a second because I realized as I was going that I forgot to add the new ATSD on here. So I just added that, and now we'll get right back into it with the Razor Crest here. This thing is, man, I want to rank it S tier, but the S tier is going to be bigger than the A tier if I do that. I'm yeah, I'll put it S tier. I'll put it bottom of S tier, but I think it's still S tier. I think me ranking it over the Falcon is just because I don't own the Falcon. But this thing is incredible. I have it right there, pointing to it right there. It's just out of the frame. Thing is incredible. It is huge. This thing was probably a good 6 inches to a foot longer than I thought it would be. Like I remember building this thing. It's a monster. This thing is an easy S tier. Like I said, not much else to say about it that hasn't already been said. Absolutely love this thing. Great set. Luke's Landspeeder is probably the most irrelevant UCS set they've ever made to me. I just don't care about it. Um, yeah, it just goes there. It was like a meme set at the time. Like who really asked for this other than people jokingly asking for it because they released like four in 4 years or something ridiculous like that. Um, I mean, I'm sure it looks good. I'm sure it represents it well, but just who cares? This X-Wing, I'll probably put it with the other. It's probably the best out of the Rebel vehicles, the newer ones. I think it looks really nice. I have it right above me here, and very good representation of it. Probably the best one they've done. I really like it. That's just where I'm gonna put it. The Venator is my third favorite set ever. This thing is perfect. I'm a big prequel Clone Wars fan. Like I understand the ISD is probably like objectively a better build. Like it's a bit bigger, has a bit more detail on it, but just because I'm a big prequel fan, and like I said, I don't super care about the figures, but I do prefer the figures in this set. Like the Rex, which I know was re-released, but at the time was a really, really cool thing to get with this set. The new Interceptor, I'd put probably just above the regular TIE Fighter. I I do like it, but it's nothing super special. The Sail Barge, like I said, this is the only or one of two newer, more modern sets that I don't own, but I think it will definitely rise up really quickly once I do get it. It looks really good. I really like it. I have the 2013 Play Scale one and love that thing, so I have a feeling the UCS one will be one of my favorites. Django Slave one here, I think, is just above that for me. This thing is perfect representation of the Slave one. You could not do better than this, in my opinion. It's so much better than this one. Like, you look at them side by side. This thing used to look incredible. It looks like nothing now. Like, this thing is so perfect. All right, next up we have the most recent ATST. This one, like I said, might have some bias to it because I really loved the old one, but I think I'm gonna put it. I think I might even put it top of B. This thing is really nice. I think it's my second favorite cheap UCS set they've made, behind the Slave one. I'm saying cheap, like under 300, because I think like that's kind of the threshold where they usually do, like the early year one is under 300, later year one is like over 500. So this is my favorite cheaper one. So second favorite cheaper one. Like I said, Slave one easily my favorite. And then the Death Star is my second favorite UCS set ever made. This thing, it looks absolutely incredible. Is it expensive? Yeah. Does it have problems with figures? Yeah. Do I care? Not really. Thing is perfect. I just absolutely love this thing. I don't know what I can say about it that I haven't already said in other videos. I've talked about how much I love the thing. It's the only set I've gone to the store day one and bought. And yeah, like I said, not much else to say about it. Want to keep this one nice and short. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and follow the Instagram down in the description below. Have a great day. Bye.